Okay, let's picture this. You pick up your iPhone, maybe first thing in the morning, and there it is. That notification, Apple account sign in requested, and a location. Somewhere you've definitely never been.
Yeah, that little message can definitely give you a jolt, can't it?
Absolutely. A little bit of panic sets in. If that sounds familiar, even vaguely, well, you're in the right place. This deep dive is all about unpacking that specific alert.
Exactly. We're going to break down what it actually means and, more importantly, the steps you really need to take, like right now, to make sure your digital life is secure.
And just so everyone knows, we're working off the latest info we have, current as of today, May 12th, 2025, pulled from Apple's own support pages, recent security news, the works.
Uh-huh. Our whole goal here really is to give you clear, actionable things you can do so you feel informed, secure, not, overwhelmed by it all.
Right. Knowledge, not panic. So let's jump in. That notification flashing up what's actually going on behind the scenes.
Okay, so that Apple account sign-in requested message. It's a core part of Apple's security system. Specifically, their two-factor authentication.
Sector. Right.
Think of it as an immediate flag. It means someone, somewhere, is trying to log in to your Apple account.
Sure.
Could be from a new device they haven't used before, or maybe just a web browser somewhere new.
So Apple's basically checking, hey, is this actually you trying to log in from, I don't know, Anchorage when you're sitting in Austin?
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it even gives you that approximate location, right?
Yeah.
That's based on the internet connection. They're using the IP address. It gives you some context.
Okay. And Apple's advice is pretty clear, isn't it? If it's not you.
Hit don't allow. Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
paramount. Tapping don't allow blocks that specific login attempt right then and there.
Seems straightforward. Tap the button, problem solved. Or maybe not quite. You mentioned it might not be enough, especially if the location's totally random.
Yeah, this is where it gets a bit more serious. Just hitting don't allow stops that one try.
Mm-hmm.
But why did that try happen? If the location is unfamiliar, it strongly suggests your password might be compromised.
Ah, so someone likely has your password. That's the bigger worry.
Exactly. Think about password reuse. Maybe you use that same Apple password on another site, and that site got breached. Now attackers have your password, and they're trying it on your Apple account. Denying the request is good, but it doesn't fix the fact that the password itself might be out there.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So even though Apple now requires two-factor authentication, I think that's standard now, right? As of, well, now, May 2025.
They're right, yeah. Apple does mandate it now. But getting this notification still means someone got past the first factor, your password. They were stopped by the second factor, the code, but they cleared that initial hurdle.
Which is still a big security risk.
A huge risk. And interestingly, there's been quite a bit of chatter, especially on platforms like X, about an increase in phishing scams targeting Apple users, sometimes with fake account-locked messages.
Oh, wow.
So this initial sign-in attempt you saw, it could potentially be, step one of a bigger plan, maybe testing the waters before trying something else.
Okay, so ignoring it is definitely not an option. What are the absolute must-do steps if this notification pops up with step one?
Step one, without a doubt, before anything else, change your Apple account password immediately.
Right. How do we do that? Walk us through it.
Okay, don't do it in an app. Open a web browser, could be on your computer, could be Safari on your phone, doesn't matter. Go to account.apple.com.
Account.apple.com.
Got it. Log in with your current Apple ID and password. Once you're in, look for the security section. Click on that.
Okay, security.
And inside there, you should see an option clearly labeled Change Password. Click it. It'll ask for your current password first for verification. Then you type in your new password and then type it again to confirm.
And we need a strong password here, right? Not just adding a 1 to the old one.
Absolutely not. Think strong, at least 12 characters. Mix it up, uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, symbols, like exclamation points, question marks, that sort of thing.
And crucially,
Make it unique.
yeah,
Don't reuse a password you use anywhere else. This needs to be brand new just for your Apple account. Once you've entered it twice, hit that Change Password button. That's your most critical first move.
Okay, done. Password changed. Feels better already. What's next on the checklist?
Next up, remove any unrecognized devices linked to your account.
Why is that important if we change the password?
Good question. Think about it. If someone did manage to log in successfully before you change the password, their device might still be listed as trusted or at least associated with your account for a bit. It's like leaving a back door unlocked, potentially. We want to slam all those doors shut.
Makes sense. Okay, so how do we check the devices and kick out any imposters?
Same place, actually. Head back to account.apple.com in your browser, log in again if needed. This time, look for the Devices section. Click on that, and you'll see a list. Every iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, whatever, that's currently signed in with your Apple ID. Look through it carefully.
What if I see something I don't recognize, like an old phone I sold? Or worse, something I've never owned?
If you see anything unfamiliar, click on that device in the list. You should then get options for that specific device, and one of them will be removed from accounts. Click that.
And that boots it off.
Yep, it severs the connection for that specific device.
Yeah.
It won't be able to sign in again using your old credentials or potentially receive verification codes anymore. It cleans house.
Got it. Password changed, weird devices removed. What's priority number 3?
Priority 3 is verify your two-factor authentication settings. Since Apple requires it now, it should be on. But you want to double-check that the details associated with it are correct. Your trusted phone number, your trusted devices.
Right. Just remind us quickly why 2FA is such a big deal.
It's that second layer. Password is layer 1. Two-factor adds layer 2, usually a code sent to a device you physically possess. So even if a scammer gets your password, they also need access to your phone or another trusted device to get that code. It makes breaking in much, much harder.
Okay, super important. How do we check those settings? On the iPhone itself?
Yep, easiest way is on your iPhone. Open up Settings, tap your name right at the top,
My Apple ID name, okay.
then tap Password and Security. You'll see two-factor authentication listed there. It should say On or Enabled.
And if it does?
If it says On, great. Just quickly glance at the trusted phone numbers listed right below it. Make sure that's your current number where you can actually receive texts or calls. Also, check the list of trusted devices if shown.
What if somehow it's not on? Though you said it's mandatory now.
Highly unlikely now. But if for some historical reason it wasn't fully set up, you'd see an option to turn on two-factor authentication or continue. Just follow the steps. It'll guide you through adding your trusted phone number. It's pretty straightforward.
Excellent. So, password, devices, 2FA checked, anything else on the account level?
Yes, one more check. Review your general account security settings.
Yeah.
This is mainly about making sure all your contact or recovery information is accurate.
Okay, where do we find that? Still on account.apple.com.
Exactly. Log in there again. This time look for personal information. Just quickly verify your name, primary email, date of birth, etc. are all correct.
Why is that important now?
Well, partly for recovery purposes if you ever get locked out, but also just good digital hygiene. Then pop back into the security section again. Double-check that trusted phone number one more time. Make sure any listed security questions and answers, if you still have older ones set up, are ones you actually remember and control.
Right, especially that trusted phone number. That seems key for the 2FA codes.
It's absolutely critical. If that number is wrong, you might not get the codes you need to log in yourself.
Makes total sense. Okay, we're building up the defenses. Now, I know some people are really serious about security. Are there, even more advanced steps?
There are. For those who want the highest level of security, Apple supports using physical security keys.
Physical keys, like a USB stick.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a hardware device, often looks like a small USB key that you have to physically plug in or tap to your device when you sign in. It acts as that second factor, or even replaces password entry in some cases.
Wow, so even if someone stole your password and somehow intercepted a code.
They'd still need that physical key you possess. It's a very strong defense against phishing and remote attacks. Setting them up is a bit more involved, definitely an advanced step. But Apple has guides on their support site if you're interested in exploring that maximum security option.
Good to know it exists. Okay, moving on. What about the software on our phones and devices themselves? Does that play a role?
A massive role. It's absolutely crucial to keep your software updated. Immediately, don't put it off.
Why are updates so critical for security?
Because Apple and other tech companies are constantly finding and fixing security holes or vulnerabilities in their software. Attackers are always looking for these flaws to exploit. Updates contain the patches that close those holes.
So it's like fixing cracks in your digital walls.
Exactly. And Apple is pretty active. There are often news reports, like we've seen recently, about Apple patching flaws that were being actively used in attacks. Staying updated is your best defense against those known threats.
Okay, how do we make sure we're up to date?
Easy on the iPhone. Go to Settings, then General, then Software Update.
Settings, General, Software Update.
Your phone will check with Apple servers. If there's an update available, it'll prompt you to download and install it. As of today, May 12th, 2025, the latest public version is iOS 18.4.1. And we know iOS 18.5 is probably coming soon. Just install whatever it offers you.
Got it. Keep the OS armor polished. Okay, we've covered securing the account and the devices, the software. What else do we need to be wary of after seeing that initial alert?
You need to ramp up your awareness and be extra vigilant about phishing scams.
We touched on this earlier, the rise in attacks.
Yes, because getting that sign-in alert might mean someone already has your password,
Hmm?
possibly from a phishing attempt you didn't even realize happened, or they might try again with a different tactic. Scammers send fake emails, fake text messages.
What are they typically trying to do with
They
those?
usually create a sense of urgency. Your account is locked, or suspicious activity detected. They want you to panic and click a link in the message. That link takes you to a fake Apple login page that looks real but isn't. You type in your password and bam, they've got it.
Sneaky. So how do we spot these fakes? What are the red flags?
Key thing to remember, official, critical Apple notifications about your account security usually come via the built-in notification system on your iPhone or iPad or within official Apple apps.
Not usually email.
They might send informational emails, but they will never email you asking you to click a link to enter your password
Hmm.
or verify your account details because of a security issue. Never. If you get an email that makes you nervous, don't click anything in it. Open your browser separately. Type in apple.com or account.apple.com yourself and log in there to check things out.
Go directly to the source. Always.
Always. And obviously, never ever share your password or those 6-digit verification codes with anyone. No matter who they claim to be, Apple support will never ask for them.
Crucial advice. Okay, one last scenario. What if someone suspects their account was already compromised before they got this kind of notification? Maybe they saw weird purchases or changes.
Yeah, if you think the breach might have already happened, you need to act extremely fast. First stop, go immediately to iforgot.apple.com.
iforgot.apple.com.
That's Apple's official account recovery page. Use it to try and reset your password right away. If you're locked out completely or you see things you know you didn't do, then you need to contact Apple support directly.
Don't just try to fix it yourself.
Explain the situation clearly to Apple support. Tell them you suspect a compromise. They have procedures to verify your identity and regain control of your account. It might take some time, but they're the ones who can help unlock it if needed. Apple's support site has detailed steps for compromised accounts, too.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot to cover, but it feels really practical.
It is, and the main takeaway is really about being proactive. That notification, Apple account sign-in requested, isn't just an annoyance, it's a call to action.
A signal to check your defenses.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
By understanding what it means and, crucially, taking these steps, changing the password, checking devices, verifying 2FA, updating software, you're not just reacting, you're significantly strengthening your security. You're protecting your personal information.
It really puts the power back in your hands, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
So, maybe a final thought for everyone listening. As you go through these steps for your Apple account, perhaps take a moment. Think about your other important online accounts, your bank, your email, your social media.
Are they getting the same level of protection? Are you using strong, unique passwords there? Is two-factor authentication turned on wherever it's offered?
It's worth extending that security mindset, right? Taking what we've talked about today and applying it more broadly.
Definitely. A little bit of proactive effort across your digital life can save you a whole lot of trouble down the road.